of one of the most dominant performances in NBA playoff history.
Round 2 of the NBA playoffs start in just under 5 hours. We had 3 dramatic Game 7s this weekend to wrap up round 1, and we'll get to all of that in just a moment. But first, Sixers, Knicks, Timberwolves, Spurs will get the conference semis started, and Shams has the latest. Senior insider, Shams Charania with me now. And the first question of the day, Shams, what is Anthony Edwards' status for Game 1 in San Antonio?
George, this just in, Anthony Edwards has received medical clearance and is expected to play tonight in Game 1 against the San Antonio Spurs, barring any setback in his pregame warm-ups. He's been pushing and really planning on trying to give this a go in Game 1 tonight. He's made unforeseen progress in the last 24 hours. He did most of everything in shoot-around this morning in San Antonio. He's medically checking all the boxes, and Timberwolves doctors will monitor his pregame routine and then give him the final sign-off. But just 9 days after suffering that bone bruise and hyperextension in his left knee, and the team believing that at the earliest he would be back Game 3 or Game 4, he pushed and really wanted to go tonight. I'm told he did multiple different treatment options, including the hyperbaric chamber over the last several days to try to see if he can get back. So Anthony Edwards will go through his pregame warm-up tonight with the intention of playing as this season tips off.
Wow, great
the series
stuff.
Tips off, I should say.
Yep. Thank you, Shams. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the information. All right, we are here in studio alongside Brian Windhorst, Janelle Gumake, and Danny Green. I'm George Sedano in for Malika. Brian, we'll start with you. How big a development is this?
I mean, I've seen Ant Edwards recover from like rolled ankles and stuff like that, and I've been like, wow, I can't believe it. But unexpected progress. You don't hear that about a knee injury too often. And not only is it a huge lift for just the overall psyche of the Wolves, who weren't sure they were going to have him for Game 1, it's a huge strategic move because Ant Edwards has given the Spurs all kinds of trouble this year. He has dominated at times against them. Now, look, I don't want to overreact to regular season games, but look at those numbers.
Yeah.
And so the Spurs, I'm sure, knew they were going to have to deal with Ant at some point. I'm sure they're reevaluating their game plan a little bit right now, knowing they got to deal with him right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I said, he's like Wolverine, the way he's healing. I didn't expect him to come back this soon, but this is more, I think, of a mental and emotional lift for the group, if anything. He may be a little hobbled out there. How much his pain tolerance he can, handle. We may not see a full health, but at least he's a threat out there. It opens up the floor for everybody else that can hoop. But this is a big, big plus for this group, and that's going on against a challenging San Antonio Spurs team.
I don't know. I feel like we're underselling this. This is huge.
Yeah.
This is huge. Going into the matchup without Anthony Edwards, we're like, oh, the Spurs probably are expected to win, right? Because it's not just him, it's Dante DiVincenzo, and they've been getting huge performances from the supporting cast, from the role players. But walking into a series knowing that man is available is a game changer for me. Yeah. And you talk about him being hobbled. We saw when he was hobbled versus the Denver Nuggets. Yeah. Isn't that where he went off?
Yeah.
So even a not 100% Anthony Edwards is capable of shocking us in a huge way. To me, when you looked at this, I was like, okay, the Spurs are ahead. Now it's like getting super leveled.
Yeah, I think we're not underselling it. Ant is great, but I think even with a healthy Anthony Edwards, we're just looking at how different the San Antonio Spurs are to the Denver Nuggets.
Wait, but this is a Minnesota team that has been to 2 conference finals. This isn't the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yeah. And this was a huge opportunity for the supporting cast to step up, and they've done exactly that and then some. Jayden McDaniels coming off of a 30-plus point game. I know Ayo Dosunmu was probably questionable. He had a 40-point game in the series. Terrence Shannon was dunking on everybody. Like, everyone's confidence is high, and then now you reinsert the superstar. It changes a lot for me.
I think it's a real series now, for sure, when you look at the fact that Anthony is going to be healthy. But, all right, we'll get back to that in just a second. But before we talk, let's get to the East series, right? Recap the game of the weekend, Game 7 showdown. Celtics hosting the Sixers in Game 7.
Troll the troll.
Paul George carrying momentum from Game 6 early on here.
Okay, young PG.
He shot the ball brilliantly in the series.
He did.
All right.
Fresh. That back.
You know why? He had to guard Joel Embiid for multiple possessions.
And the post, look, trying to box him out, too.
Yeah. And by the way, he'll address that momentarily from his videocast or podcast.
But
here he is trying to
Joel Embiid is a massive
trying to guard him there. Yep. All right, now here's Paul George going to work.
Come on.
Getting in his
Back
bag.
55% on threes in that series.
Playoff P.
I remember when they made those TikTok recaps of his game with the music.
Yeah. A little slow-mo.
Yeah, yeah.
Sade or something like that.
Oh,
Here's the rook. Edgecombe.
How do you not love that?
Early in the fourth, Embiid still feeling it. And we'll hear more here from Jaylen Brown.
I ain't never seen him that dominant. He was dominant from a physical standpoint, passing the ball. Obviously, he's been more athletic in the past, but I give him credit.
So Boston down 5 here. Brown gets the jumper, and now Maxey with a tough layup and finish.
That's how they separated. It's literally turning on the Jets.
Philly advances to the semis to take on the Knicks. Embiid with 34, 12, and 6. Maxey with 30, 11, and 7. Let's take a listen after the game. The Sixers had never won a playoff series when trailing 3-1. Their 18 losses without a win were the most in NBA history. Meanwhile, the Celtics had never lost a playoff series when leading 3-1. Their 32 wins without a loss were also the most in NBA history. So, Brian, what does this mean for Philly here now that we've seen this version of Joel Embiid?
Well, first off, there's just a personal score to settle because they've been blocked by these Celtics for most of the last decade, okay? Secondly, there have been so many times where things have gone against Philly, where guy got injured at the wrong time, they had the wrong matchup at the wrong time, somebody had a slump at the wrong time, somebody got suspended at the wrong time or whatever, and now it was the other. Now it was Joel Embiid healthy at the right time and Paul George healthy at the right time, and unfortunately Jason Tatum getting ruled out at the right time. It all lined up for them, and they took advantage of it. What brilliant play from Maxey and Embiid in this moment. I don't care how many games they got. I don't care who's eligible or who's available and who's not. To go on the road and both have 30, 10, and 5 games, that's historic basketball. So they had a moment where things lined up in their favor, and then they delivered on that moment. And guess what? They're no longer the number 7 seed. They beat the 2 seed, and I know that they don't get home court advantage, but in my mind, they have as much of a chance to win this series and win the Eastern Conference if that man stays healthy as anybody else.
So, Wendy, you're basically saying they inherited the 2 seed.
There you go.
They didn't get home court, but
They inherited.
I couldn't disagree more. So when Joel's playing like that, he's unstoppable. And this is going to be a tough matchup against the Knicks. But yeah, this is in their favor. This means the world to the fans. Like 44 years, you know how long they've been waiting to beat the Celtics?
Yeah.
And it's kind of not right up the road, but there's another series that's right up the road, the Knicks, where last time they played, went 7 games, and they had more Knicks fans in the arena than they did, Philly fans. So Joel said if you need the money, I got you. I don't know if he's serious about that or not, but he's trying to help Philly fans get tickets. But this is going to be a great matchup when they're playing at this level and they're all healthy. This is not a 7 like Brian said. This is a top 3 team in the league.
So I have trust issues with both of the teams, the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers, but you have to respect the fact that they didn't shy away from the moment. They actually attacked it. Joel Embiid attacked it. He's not that guy that's going to go and do the volleyball swat, ping your shots on the backboard, but he was looking for those. He was hunting those mismatches. Yeah. He was, pursuing that contact because he was the bigger guy on the floor. And so for Philly, they're a wild card. It's hard to trust them. But when they do have their players available, it's interesting to see the confidence that they're playing with and how it's actually at the right time, as you said, Wendy.
All right, next up for Philly, though, is the Knicks and Karl Anthony Towns, right? Him and the Knicks and Joel have had some history, let's call it. Spicy history. Yep. October 2019, Wolves in Philly, and a scuffle between Embiid and Cat erupted into a full-out brawl.
WWE.
Yep, both players were ejected.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, they patched this up.
Yeah. Barbs were traded on social media, by the way, at that time as well, you may remember. This was peak Joel Embiid era. Yeah, so Embiid and Towns will meet in the playoffs for the first time ever tonight. Embiid has won 9 of their 14 career meetings during the regular season, and he also averages more points, assists per game, than Towns does. So, Shanae and Danny, what do you got on these guys?
Hold on, Danny, have you seen that TikTok trend? Show me how you square up. Show the camera. How you square
How you
up?
square up?
All right, how you square up? These two, this is going to be a real square up matchup, especially in the paint. It literally comes down to the centerpieces because they are focal points for both of their teams, one Joel Embiid and one Karl Anthony Towns. And it's not just scoring, it's also playmaking for both of them. I'm going to take New York. You're going to take Philly,
Yeah,
right?
I am.
Got to represent your squad,
Rightfully
your former
so.
squad. All right, let's start with Cat, the big man, because in order to be successful, he has to continue to attack. And it's not just scoring, it's playmaking. Thank the Lord that they have focused on him as the offensive hub. Look at it. He can palm the ball. He has tremendous vision. This play